What is up, real ones? Welcome back to another episode of Real Pre-Workout Reviews. Today we are going to be testing another pre-workout from Live Evolved. If you're not familiar, they're one of my earlier reviews, and their phasic pre-workout was incredible performance-wise. Lacked a little bit on the taste, but it was hitting well in the gym. That's actually the pre that has received the highest gym performance workout rating so far at a 4.9. So knowing how powerful phasic was, I had to try their new absolute beast of a pre-workout called Catalyzer. And you can see the nutrition info down below, but this thing has it all. It's got 10,000 milligrams or 10 grams of citrulline, 6,400 milligrams of beta alanine. It's got creatine. It's got in the 400s of caffeine. It is a beast, and I, for one, am excited to put it to the test. This is the part of the show where I do let you know that Live Evolve did hook me up with this Catalyzer. With that said, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that's not going to affect my rating. They know the deal. I got to be perfectly truthful and honest here. Good, bad, ugly, all of it. But thank you, Live Evolve, for sending this. I really do appreciate it, and I'm really excited to put Catalyzer to the test. If you've seen the show before, then you know we rate pre-workouts on 4 different metrics. Those 4 metrics are taste, gym performance, post-workout crash, and value of the pre-workout. Each episode we put one pre-workout to the test, we rate it on those measurements, and then we bring it together to get an overall rating for that pre-workout to help you decide whether you want to try that one out for yourself. If you're only interested in 1 or 2 of the metrics or just the final score, please feel free to check out the chapter markers below. Try to make it easy for you to hop to what makes the most impact for you. All right, nothing else but to do it, real ones. We are going to put Catalyzer to the test. I gotta say, this one had the scoop on top when I open it, so that's kind of a big deal. So we'll talk more about the breakdown of servings and costs and all that fun stuff in the value section. This pre-workout has 2 options of dosing. It has the half strength or the full strength pre-workout. Many of you know I'm a stim junkie, so I'm going to go ahead and do the full 2 scoop serving of Catalyzer. And just to give you an idea of how much is packed in this is the size of 1 scoop. 1 scoop. And I'm doing the hand thing. Remember, I'm 6'6" and 300 pounds. Like, I got big hands, and that is a beast of a scoop. So let's put it away. Shout out Old Sith Fitness. Used to be my channel name. Fun fact for you. And yes, there are days when I miss that name. I skipped over the first powder drops, so we got to enjoy this one. Get in real close here, so close. Oh, baby. Shake that pre for me. Shake that pre for me. Come on, girl. Shake that pre for me. Shake that pre for me. Oh, girl. All right, so we are testing the peach ring flavor of Catalyzer. As far as I know right now, that is their only flavor available. But I'm a big peach ring guy, so I'm very excited to try this. With absolutely no further rambling from me, here we go trying Live Evolve's Catalyzer peach rings flavor. Cheers. I always take a second sip, so let's hit it. That is surprisingly good. I'm not gonna lie. I was nervous. With this much of the ingredients they got in there, I'm shocked they pulled a flavor like this out of it. Honestly, kudos to Live Evolved. It's not the best tasting pre-workout, period. Like, it's just not. I'm sorry. But like, for the dosing they got in here, I don't really get a whole lot of sour. It's sweeter than it is sour, and it tastes like peach rings. Like, a little bit artificial, a little bit like a, you know, maybe not the best peach ring you've ever had, but like trolley peach rings. It just hits, you know? So honestly, I like this flavor a hell of a lot more than I did their phasic flavor. I believe that was watermelon, if I'm remembering right. But this peach rings, it's good. It's good. Not incredible, but good. That's my consensus there. So for those reasons, I'm going to go ahead and give Catalyzer from Live Evolved a 4.3 in terms of taste. Again, I think the taste is very, very good for what's in it, but you can't quite make a taste-centric pre-workout when you have this level of dosing. So I got to be honest and say it's not quite a 5 for me. It's not quite up to, you know, the Ghost Legends, even the Hyde Rocket Pop was really good. We've had some really solid flavors here. It's not quite there, but it's like half of a step down. It's very solid. All right, real ones, now I'm gonna go ahead and run you through a leg day that I'm about to do. You're gonna see all the exercises I do, sets and reps. I'll make it fairly brief, don't worry, but we're gonna come back after that and then rate it on gym performance, post-workout crash, and value. Again, just a reminder, if you want to skip ahead, feel free to use the chapters below. See you in a minute. Welcome back, real ones. It is time to dive into the gym performance, post-workout crash, and value of Catalyzer pre-workout. So let's dive right into the gym performance. You saw the squat workout right there. I know it's just a snapshot, so it doesn't necessarily capture how I felt during it. So I'm just going to get right to it. This pre-workout was incredible, performance-wise. I felt amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty down in the dumps, didn't really feel like working out, but I wanted to give this pre a try. I had high hopes, and quite honestly, it exceeded my high hopes. I went into this workout lethargic, not really wanting to do it, just kind of doing it to do it. I haven't squatted in ages, so don't judge my lifts too hard, I promise. I'm strong, I swear. But yeah, so I dove into this workout, having very low expectations, just wanting to get a workout in and move on. And Catalyzer, quite frankly, just energized me beyond belief. Even I have a habit of cutting workouts short when I'm really not feeling it, or half-assing and doing fewer reps or less weight. Didn't feel that. I wanted to keep going up. I actually stopped myself just to give my body a little bit of a break and not completely break myself. But this pre really propelled me through that workout. It stayed with me the whole time, and it never left. Just to put it bluntly, this is the best pre-workout I've ever had in terms of gym performance. I mean, there's no other way I can say it. And Catalyzer is going to set a new record here. And I'm going to go ahead, and for all the reasons I mentioned, give this pre-workout a 5.0 in terms of gym performance. It was incredible. It was new heights that I didn't know were possible. Phasic by Live Evolved as well got a 4.9, but this one just feels like it's everything that was good about Phasic, just turned up slightly more. The beta alanine was there, enough tingling to get me going, but not so much that it interrupted my workout. You know, I had caffeine for days, and normally over 400 milligrams I get splitting headaches, which we'll talk about in a minute, but totally good throughout the workout. I felt incredible. I had energy for days. Even when I didn't want to lift, I kept going because I had that energy. This has beaten every pre-workout I've had in the market so far. Congratulations, Live Evolved. You won the first 5.0 from Real Pre-Workout Reviews. All right, now that we've talked about that amazing performance from Catalyzer, how was the post-workout crash? Did it last or did it fall? I'm going to skip right to it again. This one was incredibly good. carried me through my day. I was feeling lethargic, like I mentioned, but I was like hyper cleaning our house and doing all this stuff afterwards, hours afterwards. I felt really, really good. I was coasting through, and quite frankly, I have no real complaints at all. The one minor thing I'm going to mention, the reason it's not getting a perfect score, is I did have the slightest bit of headache a couple hours after my workout. Could be from other factors, but I believe it's just because I didn't hydrate enough. I don't think that's necessarily the fault. The pre-workout is delivering, but that same token, it wasn't just like that pre I can take and forget and then reach new heights and all this stuff. So it's not going to get that perfect 5.0, but I am going to go ahead and give Catalyzer by Live Evolved a 4.8 in terms of post-workout crash. All right, we've got the taste, we've got the gym performance, we got the crash. But are you getting what you're paying for with this pre-workout? I think it'll come as no shock that you are getting a hell of a pre-workout. That is just without question. I challenge any of you who are stim junkies to take this pre-workout and see how you feel and prove me wrong, because I'd love to be proved wrong. I'd love to have that conversation, but to me, this pre-workout knocks it out of the park. I have to be brutally honest here, as an everyday pre-workout kind of guy, as a, every man's man, I guess. I'm right in the struggle with all y'all. It is expensive. I don't think it's outrageously expensive, and I don't think it's too expensive for what it is. But just the cost alone, it's $56.95 retails. They do have a 20% off coupon for first-time buyers, so keep that in mind. At just about $57, it is expensive. There's no getting around that. It really is. The one thing I will say as a heavy stim junkie, that it's very hard for me to find a pre-workout that gets me to these heights. I still feel it is very much worth the value if that is what you're seeking. The reason it's not getting a perfect 5 for me is it's because it's not like it's such an amazing deal that you can't pass up getting it, like just because of the cost alone. But I also have to put it in the perspective of what you're getting for that money, not just the money alone, and not just the servings to money ratio. I think that's bullshit. It's all about what you're getting for the money, for what you're looking for. And so for those pre-workout connoisseurs, and the reason I just mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and rate Live Evolved Catalyzer pre-workout as a 4.7 in terms of value. Again, that metric is not cost to serving ratio. That's a part of it, but it's, are you getting what you're paying for? And I do very much think you're getting what you're paying for. It's just not such a blow me away deal that I feel like I can give it any higher than that. All right, real ones, we have done all of our categories. We have rated them all. It's time to compile them all together and get a final rating for Live Evolve's Catalyzer pre-workout. Just as a quick review, that'll be up here somewhere, up there. We had, for Catalyzer, we had a 4.3 in taste. We had a 5.0 in performance, first one ever, congrats. A 4.8 in terms of post-workout crash, and a 4.7 in terms of overall value. With all of those ratings combined and averaged out, we get a final total of, we'll put it over here today, 4.7 out of 5. And if you're familiar with real pre-workout reviews, you might recognize that that is our new leading pre-workout. Live Evolve now holds 2 of the top 3 spots in real pre-workout reviews. As a reminder, I am not sponsored by them. Please feel free to call bullshit in the comments and tell me why I'm wrong. I'd love you to. But until you try these pre-workouts, trust me when I say I'm not lying to you. They are very, very solid. Live Evolved has been very generous and has hooked me up with both Phasic and Catalyzer over these months. But with that said, this is 100% honest. This is my opinion. I would love to hear why it did or didn't work the same way for you. But please, go ahead and give it a try. Let me know what you think. Let's have that discussion out in the comments. And to that point, please feel free, if there's a pre-workout that I'm missing, that I should be trying out, that I should be rocking and rolling with and giving the real pre-workout review treatment, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Hit me up on Instagram, whatever, however you need to get a hold of me. Let me know, and I will put on the list, and we will keep rating the pre-workouts that you care about so I can put them to the test and we can see if they work for you. But this is the time, real ones, where I ask you to like and subscribe. It helps me immensely, keeps that motivation high, and inflates my ego to new heights because I'm desperate for attention. All right, real ones, I love you. I appreciate you. Stay sexy. stay real.